This is in remembrance of the fallen. Irony. The men and women we pay honors today who fought against oppression and tyranny today are denied their honors due to oppression and tyranny. Our local legion is abiding by the state doctrine. These men and women fought for our rights to freely assemble, and yet they are being denied the right to freely assemble and pay honors. There was a handful of us that were willing to come up here and do a brief ceremony. The Legion tells us we can't use Legion equipment because it's not official. And we were even threatened with being trespassed if we came up here and tried to do a ceremony on our own. Well, I'm up here by myself to make sure that my brothers and sisters are not forgotten, paying honors. There'll be no taps played today. There'll be no 21 gun salute today. Only the thanks from one lonely vet who appreciates the sacrifice made. Some of these men and women gave a portion of their lives, if not 100%, to this nation. And we let a false flag shut down the rights that they fought and defended for. We're not supposed to be political. We're supposed to follow the law. I thought the law gave us the right to freely assemble. I didn't realize that our rights were put on hold due to a false flag. So today I would like to start this with Romans 8:25. But if we hope for that we see not, then do with patience wait for it. Hope implies something future that is guaranteed, but that is not yet seen. Men do not hope for that which they already see or possess. It requires the faith and patience as we wait for our hope to be fulfilled. We must run with patience, endurance, the race set before us before we can claim the prize at the end. We hope for a better world. We hope for a full republic. We hope for better times. We pray for these things. Today is to remember the men that have fallen, the men and women that have fallen. Here we have a board with all the veterans in my little community that's buried in this cemetery. Some of them buried here. But today is to remember. Today is to remember the 1 million+ Americans that have died and fought for this country. 40% of those men and women aren't buried in hollowed ground. They're buried in foreign soil. and many of them are buried in graves known only to God. Lest they be forgotten. My family has fought in every war this nation's had since the Spanish-American War. The veterans of my family, the ones that aren't with us today. Great-Grandpa Perkins pushed the Kaiser out of France in World War I to come home and raise sons who would later go on to fight in World War II. To Grandpa Perkins, who fought in the tail end, the latter days of World War II and the Korean War, to raise sons to go on and fight in Vietnam. To Great-Grandpa Patterson, who fought in World War II. To watch his sons and grandsons go on to fight. To my dad, who was sent to Vietnam but was quickly returned home, medical emergency. My mom had died giving birth to me several times and brought back, revived. Later, Dad's orders got cut for Germany. And I think my dad regretted not going with his unit. To my Uncle Ralph, who truly did do his time in hell in Vietnam, to come home, to end his life 11 years later. To my Uncle Glenn and my Uncle Jerry, who served in Kennedy's Navy when Kennedy surrounded Cuba. To my Uncle Dennis, who served at the tail end of the Korean War as a tank man. My Uncle Troop, who watched our flag get pulled from the roof of the embassy when Saigon fell, to go on to a 34-year career, served with distinction. Those men are with us. My great-grandpa, my grandpas, many of my uncles are no longer with us today. I salute the warriors of my nation, even though my nation is under siege. With that, I'd like to give a prayer. You give us true hope, O Lord. Hope that is based on the assuredness, things and all in the universe, even on your promise. Give us the faith to hope for things yet unseen. Give us the patience to endure all things without losing sight of our hope. You, Lord, are our hope and our everlasting reward. To those that have served, I salute you today. For the Gold Star families, thank you for the sacrifice that your loved ones gave to our nation. Lest we forget. God bless America, folks. God bless America.